The walk originated during the testing of nuclear weapons at the test site. It was brought about by people that wanted to have a presence for faith traditions at the test site that were trying to put a stop to it. So it wasn't a full walk like we do now, but it was a presence there. And then they grew into doing it annually for Lent, and they do it during Holy Week because it's a time of great suffering. It's a time that we embrace that suffering and recognize it in our world today. The walk itself, as the Sacred Peace Walk, kept going on through the 80s, and it's been going on for over 30 years now. We focus as an interfaith group to be as ecumenical and involve as many faiths as possible. So we walk through the desert. We walk as a community, we eat together, and we camp together, we share stories, and as a community, it opens communication, which allows us to grow and develop. And people on the roadway will stop, they'll ask about it, and in our community too, people on the highway that work at these Air Force bases, they'll come stop, they're welcome to eat with us and talk about it, they know why we're here. So when it comes to walking for peace, I mean, people can walk anywhere, people can walk miles anywhere, they can drive anywhere, but when you set that intention that you're doing this indirect thing for a direct action, for peace, then that thing now becomes sacred. It draws people to want spiritual growth, to understand themselves and the world better, and ultimately, I think, bring them closer to God.
It's age-old. It's something that our ancient ancestors did. They'll take a walk. They'll go out among the wilderness, out in nature, and they'll talk to the nature, and they'll do prayers, and they'll walk. They call it a pilgrimage, and that this is something that has been done for many, many years for the generations to come. Oh.
I've been a backpacker as long as I can remember, and the act of putting one foot in front of the other, of connecting with the earth, even if it's through pavement, is a holy act. You see things, you feel the wind. So walking is also putting your body where your mouth is. That it's one thing to pray for peace, it's one thing to give money for peace, but when you actually put your body on the road and walk in order to witness for peace, it's a holistic experience. It's not just my head doing it or my mouth doing it, it's my whole body doing it. And when I sweat and when I get blisters and when I get so tired that it feels like electrical charges going up both of my legs whenever they contact the pavement, that's part of the experience too. If it costs me something, it reminds me of how much it means.
I was born in 1948, which makes me a baby boomer, but it also means that I grew up in the shadow of the atomic bomb. And I grew up with images of the mushroom cloud, which destroyed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I became a pacifist when I became of age, and my activism goes back to the Vietnam War, protesting for peace. And for me, my spiritual renewal is in nature. And putting one foot in front of the other, seeing a lovely yellow flower bloom in the midst of the desert is a spiritual renewal for me. And the coming together of people of peace is something that you can't find easily.
We don't know which is effective or not, but this is the only way I can do. Yeah, very beginning I didn't believe that a beating drum and chanting like a Buddhist mantra is create the peace on the earth. I don't know, but now I believe. I did it maybe more than 22 years now, so I could believe, and probably we are the one of them who plant the seed for peace. I'm very happy to be with many people, and also this is originally indigenous people's land. Just only 150 years ago, they have a treaty, but the federal government broke the treaty, and then now we work together with the indigenous people. That's very significant thing. According to the Buddhist belief, everybody have a Buddha's nature, a potential to be Buddha. Buddha means perfect personality, also good person, without violence. Every time where I join the walk, and many people who wish to peace, who pray for peace, it is really, really lucky thing for me in my life. I really appreciate it. The people and also Buddha, God, everything.
It's an honor for me to walk on the same path with people that I consider saints, and saints don't have to have a denomination, or they can come in any denomination. I learn much more than I give when I'm here. That's it.
Many people imagine Buddhism is like a meditation, quiet meditation in the back of the mountain, or like a beautiful, tranquil sanctuary in the temple. And peace in their mind, peace oneself. That is very good, but that is not enough, because the world has so many issues now. And for example, 2011, after big earthquake and tsunami hit Japan, and our nuclear power plant got a big disaster. Such a thing happen is not the time to hide in the temple. hide in the back of the mountain. I think it's we can pray more salvation of the people of suffering and also world peace with the people who have another faith or even people that don't have faith. But everybody, I believe that everybody seek peace. But unfortunately, human being the only one creature who destroyed the earth. So Buddhism or any world religion like Christianity or Muslim, Islams, they showed us the better way to change those kind of situations.
This is my third time doing this peace walk, and this is the first time I was able to ask my brother to look out for us while we walk by. We just found out that he's going to be getting out of prison around May. He's been in there since I was 10 years old and right before his 17th birthday. I'm so grateful right now. I'm super grateful he's going to be free, not behind bars. And it's pretty amazing that everyone on the walk is sending energy towards not only him, but everyone who's in that position, you know, whether it's in our minds or physically in prison. So peace to them all, to us all.
Corbin Honey and Bill Rossi.
Martin Luther King.
Leonard Bertier.
Maria Hernandez. Brian Terrell.
Palestinian freedom fighters.
Michael Wally.
Geronimo.
Chief Cielo. Rosa Parks. Pete Seeger. Let my people go down Moses' way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. Let my people go.
In my belief system, which is Christianity, all creation is a part of the love of God. And so participating in something like this, to me, is very, very important because it speaks to the sanctity of all life. And if evil is defined as any system that's too big to question and too big to change, certainly the military-industrial complex falls into that category. Well, guess what? It has to be questioned.
Call upon the spirits of the north, powers of earth, and ask your blessings on this circle. Fill us with the strength to live lives of peace and love. Let our commitment to nonviolence spread from root to branch and into every life. Powers of earth, be welcome in our circle. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
And above, I call upon the spirits of the cosmos, powers of above, and ask your blessings on this circle. May the brightness of sun, moon, and stars fill us with light and guide us in peace and humility, that we may see divinity in each other. Powers of above, be welcome in our circle. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
I call upon the spirits of silence, powers of below, and ask your blessings on this circle. Let your cool, quiet darkness enfold and nurture us, that we may grow and nurture others with peace and compassion. Powers of below, be welcome in our circle. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
I want to again welcome everyone. This is a very special evening. Not only is it our full moon ceremony, but we have been blessed with so many wonderful peace activists here tonight. And it is an honor to have you here as always. The Peace Walkers for Nevada Desert Experience have been walking for close to 30 years. So it's an honor to have you here, and we are focusing tonight on peace.
This is a site of horrible crimes against humanity. This is a site where there's opportunity. There's a chance for people to turn away from the simple, easy act of killing through pushing buttons and come back to their humanity and what we all care about at our core of altruism and taking care of each other and continuing the human race rather than destroying individual lives or whole societies through weaponized drones. The sun is coming right over the mountain right now.
Bug splat is the euphemism that drone pilots use to describe the victims that they're killing.
When we destroy other precious, unique life, it is evil. And somebody needs to stand there and say, not in my name. You cannot do this in my name. As a citizen, as a patriot, as an American, you do not send drones with my approval or my permission or my blessing.
I'm Sergeant O'Brien with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. You're committing the unlawful act of pedestrian in a roadway, blocking the roadway. By doing so, you are committing a violation of Nevada Revised Statute 203.020. You are hereby commanded to disperse. You have 5 minutes to disperse. Failure to disperse within the 5 minutes makes you subject to arrest. This white line behind you, that's the federal base. If you cross over that, you are trespassing. So the 5 minutes has started.
Trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
I chose to get arrested because the drones are killing so many children, so many people. This is not the way Christians should behave. This is not the way America should behave. We should act better than this. So why do we have this war continuing when we should have peace on earth, as Jesus, the Prince of Peace, talked about, and how Buddha also talked about peace. We should have peace now.
For me, going all the way to being arrested feels like a stronger condemnation of what we're doing, and on the positive side, a stronger connection to the people that live and work in the military, and the connection to the people before us, like Martin Luther King Jr. and Gandhi, is also there for me when I do risk arrest.
My name is Johnny Bob from Western Shoshone. I take care of this permit for the Western Shoshone people to invite non-native participate on our land at the Nevada test site and use it when they get cited for trespassing. So this way they have their name, their way of using this permit, so they could let them free because they're welcome on Shoshone land. This is a treaty land of 1863. We always keep this promise of peace and friendship to all the people. Yep.
I learned from that Lakota Traveler song. The way I was taught, how it was spoken to me, was that it was saying that basically grandfather protect me, watch over me as I travel, and make sure I get there safe and watch over my family in a good way as I do it.
I'm going to pray my native way for this food and our Appa God up here watching all of us, watching over us. Pray for our food and bless our food. Eat. Kashunga, dami jasa kusundaga, dami bagate. Bagate oya sakit dami naishwenga. Bagate sati dami sokova, tenanam boisak. Ba sakit dami sokova, dami bawa kapwai, sakit dami sokova, Baba should dami shuwa again, dami niapiwai. Dami baho, dami wayan, dami baho, dami kukui. Makatang kukui wanada, makanang dupa pa. Nunisi, dami jasa ka makatang dubuja. Mawashi makatadawakan. Makat Hyundai kan menigukan. Akibat taman deka parak. Oh, Hyundai. Oh, Hyundai.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. If Christ is the Prince of Peace, then on this Holy Week, when we remember Christ's journey to Jerusalem, his torture and execution by the religious and political authorities of his time, it makes the timing on this particularly poignant. Amen.
So the Stations of the Cross, we do it on Good Friday. We try to, in our Stations of the Cross, we do try to tie in what happened to Jesus to what is happening in the world now.
The muffled drums begin to beat, and he puts one foot ahead of the next, trudging up the hill of execution. And he had agreed to bear this cross for all of us.
That's where we start. We can make that connection with Jesus and the world today.
And today the poor, the hungry, the sick, the forgotten ones are crushed under the weight of billions upon billions of dollars, lavished on an arms race that they support by their hunger and deprivation.
Like Jesus, they too become the scapegoats of an imperial power. The victims and the perpetrators all pay a price for the violence our government causes.
We all become collateral damage.
We carry through his Stations of the Cross, all 12 stations, what kind of suffering he endured, how many times he fallen, them nailing him on the cross.
He carried his cross, now it carries him up into the air. All the weight of his battered body dragging on those nails. Overhead, the carrion birds circle slowly, waiting their turn.
1,000 explosions today, and the business continues. 30 to 60 million spent each time. With each blast, huge pieces of our earth are drilled, bombed, and destroyed. If we could only hear the truth, this test site would carry the same weight of horror as Auschwitz, Gomorrah, Guantanamo, Babylon. That weight will bring us down if we let it continue. We will all fall under it.
We typically end at Stations of the Cross with a ceremony at the Nevada test site, which represents the death of millions at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and just the continuous deaths that occur from nuclear radiation.
I'm a photographer, and I really wanted to document what was going on here because my boyfriend's father passed away about 2 weeks ago, and he died of a cancer that was pretty rare, but not so rare for anyone who works at this Nevada test site. And the test site said that this cancer was directly affiliated with working there. For the past 14 years he was working there. One of his last words were, he was looking at his wife and his sons that looked at them, and he's like, I don't want to be forgotten, so I don't think he will. His name, Stephen Marshall. He worked at the atomic test site, and he loved his family more than anyone.
We can destroy this earth at the moment now. The symbol is nuclear weapon, you know. And I'm Japanese. I have a duty as Japanese and also Buddhist do something for such a situation, and otherwise we will not last long. But testing and also developing more nuclear weapon, this nothing offered us except destruction and death, extermination of the world.
We always come here for one reason. Pray for the land. Pray for your people. Pray for our artifacts that's growing in the mountains. Still telling us a story about natives can't go in there. But yet, we're the people that pray for this land. In our treaty of 1863, the White House kept on saying, go visit the tribes and talk to them. Write down what they need. And then we said one thing. We want the land. We want the water that's on it. We want our medicine plant. We want our writing, pictographs and rocks and ceremony places up in this area back behind you guys. But it was never done. So it continued like that until we keep losing land, we keep losing this, we keep losing that, we keep losing our people, we keep losing things that belong to us. But I'll tell you one thing, our people was slaughtered by the non-natives, the cavalries. They hung our children on a fence post when they were putting the fence up. Our mother was raped. Our kids was raped. Now it's our Mother Earth that's been raped. Nuclear waste came down here. Behind this mountain, bombs went off. Is there a law against that? Is there a law against what we're doing now? We have respect for this land. Our prayers go with it. I brought my friends and relatives here. We've been praying ever since we started from Las Vegas. We're the new people here, the Shoshone people. And the non-natives that come with us, they're more welcome than anybody else out here. We have people together, and more people, hopefully, to understand what this is all about. We'll see you guys again. Hopefully, you'll see a lot more of us here. Oh. Hi.